to make brownies. If you know how to make brownies right, each bite can be like a taste of heaven. Brownies are actually a great option for bake sales or picnics because you can just make one pan and let it cool. They are easy and quick to do, unlike other types of desserts such as cupcakes. These latter desserts can take a lot more time and effort to prepare. Because brownies are all about the chocolate, your finished product can only be as good as the chocolate that you use. If you want to whip up an extra special batch, using a premium brand like Ghirardelli can make a whole lot of difference. Here are the steps. 1. To make yummy brownies, you will need the following ingredients: 3/4 cup of flour, 3/4 unsweetened cup of cocoa powder, 1 1/2 cup of sugar, 3 whole eggs, 3/4 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips, and 3/4 cup of softened butter. If the butter is unsalted, you will also need to add a 1/2 tablespoon of salt to balance all the sweetness. If you want nutty brownies, you can also add some chopped nuts. Walnuts, cashews, or even almonds would taste great. As you can see, there are very few ingredients, which is why the taste of the chocolate is really what will carry this recipe forward. 2. Combine all the dry ingredients together: the flour, the sugar, the salt, and the cocoa powder. Mix in the eggs and the molten butter. Mix everything together by hand to get it moist. You don't have to get it perfectly smooth. Kneading or overmixing causes gluten to form, and this will make your brownies tough. 3. Stir in the semi-sweet chocolate chips and the nuts. Preheat the oven to 325 degrees. 4. Take a 9 by 13 baking dish and line it with a sheet of parchment paper. The parchment will keep the brownies from sticking. You will also be able to take them out of the pan later so that they can cool more quickly. 5. Pour the brownie batter into the pan and spread it so that the whole pan is covered. Don't spread it like butter across toast though. Use the tip of the rubber spatula to poke it so that you handle the batter as little as possible. 6. Put the pan in a 325-degree oven and bake for about a half an hour. You will know that the brownies are done when you stick a wooden toothpick in the middle and it comes out clean. Just make sure that you are sticking the toothpick into the batter, because if you stick it into the chocolate chips, it will naturally come out with melted chocolate in it, making you believe that the brownies are not yet done. 7. Once the brownies are done, take the pan out of the oven and carefully lift out the parchment. If you can get someone to help you, that is much better. 8. Lay the brownies on a cooling rack and peel the edges of the parchment paper down without touching the bottom part. Let them cool for a few minutes before slicing. Cutting the brownies before they have cooled will just make them crumble and stick to the knife. 9. Once they have cooled, cut the brownies into squares using a plastic knife. Plate and serve with a glass of milk for a wholesome and nutritious snack. Learning how to make brownies using the recipe above is so easy that you probably won't go back to using pre-made brownie mixes again. Aside from nuts, you can experiment with other toppings such as mini marshmallows, caramel, or sprinkles to make the brownies even more festive. Just remember that this recipe is already very rich, so if you'll be adding anything more to it, cut smaller portions so that the richness doesn't become too cloying to the taste buds.